It was a dark and stormy night, and 8-year-old Emily was lying in bed trying to fall asleep. She could hear the rain pounding against the windows and the wind howling outside. But there was another sound too, a creaking and groaning coming from the old house. Emily's parents had told her that the noises were just the old pipes and the house settling, but Emily couldn't shake the feeling that there was something more sinister at work. As she lay there in the darkness, Emily saw a shadow moving across her wall. At first, she thought it was just a trick of the light, but then she saw it again. It was the shape of a person, but with long spindly fingers and a head that was too big for its body. Emily tried to scream, but no sound came out. She felt paralyzed with fear. The figure moved closer to her bed, and Emily could see that it was a ghostly apparition. It had glowing red eyes that seemed to bore into her soul. Emily closed her eyes and tried to will it away, but when she opened them again, the figure was still there. She tried to get out of bed and run, but her legs wouldn't move. The figure continued to approach her, and Emily felt a coldness spread throughout her body. The ghostly figure loomed over her, and Emily could see its twisted, sinister grin. Suddenly, the figure disappeared, and Emily was left alone in the darkness. She lay there shaking with fear until the sun finally rose. The next day, Emily told her parents about what she had seen. They tried to reassure her that it was just a bad dream, but Emily knew that it was all too real. Over the next few days, strange things started happening in the house. Doors would slam shut on their own, and objects would move by themselves. Emily knew that it was the ghost from her room, and she was terrified. One night, Emily woke up to find the ghostly figure standing at the foot of her bed. It reached out a hand and tried to touch her, but Emily pulled the covers up over her head and screamed for her parents. The family moved out of the house soon after, but Emily never forgot about her encounter with the paranormal. She knew that ghosts and spirits were real, and that they could be just as terrifying as any monster in a storybook. Years later, Emily became a paranormal investigator, dedicated to helping people who were haunted by ghosts and other supernatural beings. She used her own experience to guide her, always mindful of the terror that a ghostly encounter could bring. As Emily grew older, she found solace in studying the paranormal and the supernatural. She read every book and article she could find about ghosts and hauntings and began to experiment with different methods of communicating with the spirit world. Emily's parents were initially concerned about her fascination with the supernatural, but they soon realized that it was helping her to cope with the trauma she had experienced. Through her work as a paranormal investigator, Emily was able to help others find the same sense of peace and closure that she had found. Her experiences in the haunted house had taught her that the paranormal was a very real and often terrifying phenomenon. However, they had also taught her that there was a way to confront and overcome that fear.